Man walks into a doctor's office and he's really worried. And he comes into the physician's room and the doctor looks up at him and he's got a cucumber stuck up his nose, a banana in his right ear, and a carrot in his left ear. And he goes, "Doc, I'm really concerned. I'm really nervous. What's wrong with me?" And the doctor goes, "You're not eating properly." Over the years, you've probably heard of famous people not really achieving any greatness until they, changed their name. Cary Grant or Rock Hudson. A lot of famous people don't have the original birth name they came along with. So one famous incident happened in the early 60s. There was this comedian, and he was very successful in all the nightclubs. Word of mouth would spread, and he'd have a full audience every night. Very humorous guy. And one night, this agent went to go and see him. The guy had never been signed to a big deal or anything, and the agent thought, well, maybe I can convince this guy to sign with our agency. So he heard the guy's act, and it was phenomenal. He was killing himself laughing. So after the evening's entertainment, the comedian comes over to the guy and sits at his table, and he goes, "I'd like to sign you to a large contract. It might even involve a TV show." And the guy goes, "Oh, that's great. That's great. What do I have to do?" He goes, "Well, nothing much. Keep your basic act and the way you perform, but I think we've got to change your name." And the guy goes, "Oh God, I don't know if I could change my name. I know a lot of famous people do, but I'd rather not change my name." Well, finally he convinced them, kept talking to him, and gradually the guy came around, and 6 months later he changed his name and signed a big contract. And if not for that agent convincing that comedian, whose name was Penis Von Lesbian, to change his name, we would never know of the success that he had later on in life as Dick Van Dyke. Now, obviously, he couldn't have stayed in show business with that kind of a name. He never would have performed to national audiences on television because of censorship, because of what other people would have thought of his name. But another form of censorship came in the 60s when a very popular television show, Leave It to Beaver, got into a controversy when June Cleaver said to her husband one episode, "Weren't you a little hard on the beaver last night?"